A big hello and welcome to all you fireballs out there. Welcome to the 1x1 show. I am Manoj, your host. Here is what today's show is all about. I will be starting with cache-while-revalidate directive in the cache control header, followed by the struggles I'm facing while trying to change my sleeping patterns. A story about why not to give up reaching out to new prospects and when to give up on them. Shedding and emptying yourself and things around you. If I had only one tip to give to help you write better, what would that be? Putting constraints to help you design better. Spanking new Bing and the new React.js documentary by Honeypot. And updates to indefiniteloop.com and manojsachwani.com. Let's start with the full stack corner. Stale while revalidate is a nice to have cache directive that you can use with MaxAge in your cache control header, or you could use it with a service worker. This directive lets you serve stale content as soon as possible to your waiting users while revalidating and refreshing the content in the background. Once refreshed, the new data replaces the stale one and is cached by the browser until it is time to refresh again. In most cases, MaxAge in the cache control header will help you decide when to consider the cache data as stale and refresh it. This cache directive provides a better experience for your users. Most current browsers already support stale while revalidate, and browsers that do not support it, ignore it. For more information on how to, refer to the links in the description. The Adventures of a Hairy Monkey. That's the new name of this segment where I discuss my personal struggles. Currently, I've been struggling with changing my sleeping habits. Keeping my wind down times and wake up times consistent is a problem I'm trying to fix. Current solutions include using an app on the phone, listening to white noise and other calming music, stuff like that. If you have any ideas or advice about this, then please do reach out over Twitter. Let's move on to the next segment, which is being the boss, or also known as freelancing. A long time ago, I sent an email to a freelancing prospect. They did not reply. 6 days later, I emailed them again. No reply. 3 days after that, I followed up yet again. No reply. 6 days later, I decided to send one last email. And guess what? The prospect replied. They replied with, Manoj, sorry for the delay. I'm busy due to a personal emergency. I would love to talk more about the project. Let us talk this weekend. Moral of the story, follow up. Follow up until a limit you set for yourself. Then move on. Without these follow-ups included in your process or pipeline, you are letting go of opportunities. Hope this helps you. Let's move on to the next segment, which is design, also known as form. If you're designing something, maybe a product, maybe an interface, whatever it is, set some realistic constraints to improve the usability and the design. Example of this would be constraint on, say, a feature or colors that you're going to use or amount of information. This would generally limit you to thinking inside a box, which helps a lot with creativity. Try it out and let me know if it works for you. Moving on, let's check on some industry news, or this segment will now be known as Timely Tots. A new version of Bing, which is a search engine by Microsoft in direct competition with Google, has just dropped. It has been integrated with ChatGPT, or a version of it, after Microsoft invested heavily in OpenAI. I never knew a day would come where we have to make our websites, web apps, Edge or IE compatible again. Although Edge itself is based on Chromium now, in case you did not know. Last week, specifically yesterday, React.js, a documentary by Honeypot was released. It's on YouTube. If you have not watched it yet, it is worth a watch. The link again will be available in the description below. Moving on, updates on personal projects, also known as changelogs. Yesterday saw the release of the blog listing page on 1x1.Show along with listing pages of some categories where the posts are live. Indefiniteloop.com also was updated with responsive design fixes for the mobile. Both are undergoing a complete overhaul, and this should be done by next week, hopefully. Moving on, writing, also known as the script. If I had to give one tip on writing, it would be to start a blog, start a journal, start offline or online, write, and then try to articulate better with whatever you are writing. I'm doing this all over again. The way, or opinionated philosophies and methodologies. Here's a question for you. What can you empty? What can you fully shed? Think about the prospect of starting again, no matter your age. What would you take with you? And what would you leave behind? Can you let go of everything and start over again? This thought came to me after downloading this app called Stoic from the App Store. It's a very busy app, but the prompts are nice. They make you think a lot. And this did make me think a lot. Let me know if this does something for you too. That's it for this week's 1x1 show. I'll see you next week. Thank you for listening.